The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
Yeah, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Patscorpio, the New England representative. And as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What it do, man? The GOAT artist himself, Shutterworth, the Soul Wars creator.
GOAT artist, we can never forget that. You know what I'm saying? So, LB, man. So, yeah, this coming weekend, we got two specific cards. One major card, and the other one, middle of the road card. But we'll get to the major card. The one I'm referring to as major is Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan for Crawford's WBO welterweight title. But before we get into the main event, that card actually, this card happens to have three fairly good undercard fights on paper. Every now and then Top Rank does get the undercard thing right, and this is one of those times. It's interesting.
More often than anyone else, though, if you think about it. Like, I could just count on the back of my hand, like, how many random Top Rank pay-per-views had good undercards.
Yeah, I know. So the undercard, the one where Dog Bay and Navarrete, that undercard was fire. The first, and I'm like, Top Rank does know. Top Rank does know how to do undercards right. That's for sure. And I'm happy that this practice is actually showing itself on this pay-per-view, which is, the main event's not really popular for various reasons, but we will definitely get into that. So, but I think, so for the first of the undercard fights, I believe, it's not in any order, really. Teofimo Lopez, who of course is riding high right now. Man scored a brutal knockout his last time out on the Kovalev Alvarez 2 card against Magdaleno. Yeah, man, straight up brutal. He damn near. The referee wasn't confident. He allowed that nigga to kill that nigga, man. It was like, god damn, like we were all waiting for it. When it happened, we still wasn't waiting for it.
Afterwards was just like, ooh.
Yeah, Magdaleno's brother, wanted to get into the situation, wanted to get into the fray because he was pissed how this nigga was celebrating after doing them fucking whatchamacallit dances. What the hell?
Fortnite.
Yeah, there we go. Fortnite. How these kids be doing wild ass dances. Niggas look like they be having spasms and shit.
But then when we found out why he did it, because the dude was talking about what he said, his country, or it was something he said, I guess, in the lead up to the fight.
Yeah, so he had a style on him, you know what I'm saying? He had to have a Caesar in celebration, you know what I'm saying?
It's just, I feel like you can't go overboard too many times because then it gets annoying. So you shouldn't go crazy with it until you do something really, really spectacular down the road.
But that nigga always between that and does that shooting star flip or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's his thing. He does some Fortnite dances and then he does that flip, man. That's his thing, man.
I enjoy it, man. I know people was with the shovel digging was a little much, but man, this boxing.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta body a nigga and celebrate. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes.
Yeah, it's true. Real talk, man.
It really is, man.
You would have to body a nigga to understand. I'll just say that.
You know what I'm saying? If you manage to send the next man to the bushes, man, why not celebrate? Shit, nigga. You train 3 months for that shit, nigga. You go ahead and celebrate. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
But we digress.
But
Lopez cannot lose this fight because the amount of shit talking we just did for this dude right now.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And he's facing this cat from Finland, Edis Tatley, and I'm pretty sure Tatley's probably pronounced in a different way. He's the only one in this undercard who I have not seen fight before. But, you know, I'm taking a look at his actual record. I mean, he seems to be a tough guy. He's only had 2 losses, never been KO'd before. I mean, his most notable loss, I mean, he lost to Richard Abril, you know, a majority decision. He almost took that belt away.
So that was close, man. So
and then
he's fighting about the spoiler.
Yeah. And then Ivan Mendy is the other known name on his record who he actually beat. Beat actually pretty clearly. So I mean, this fight just off of, I could just see this fight may actually go. I mean, he can extend them the distance, depending on whether or not. I mean, obviously the wild card is can he actually take Lopez's type of power and explosiveness.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a good element fight though. This is a good building fight because
yeah, it is.
He's fighting a solid dude who, you know, been around the block. You know, we don't know what to expect. Like if Lopez is the truth, he should pass this with flying colors.
Yep.
If he struggle a little but still win clearly, you know what I mean, it's not the end of the world.
He only has, you know, that's because he only has, that'll be his 13th fight, so it's expected. So
yeah.
I mean, if he loses
it now, then later down the road when more is on the line.
And if he loses, well, you know, 13 fight. I mean, either way, I mean, if he loses, obviously it'll be a minor setback, but I don't think it'll be a huge setback. No.
I mean, he got that Lomachenko fight in the distance. I mean, I know he pushing for that, so he got to keep having these good standout performances. Like,
I mean, it's not even that though. I mean, he has high rankings on all 4 organizational bodies at lightweight. I mean, he's number 4 for WBC, WBA, and IBF, and number 5 for WBO. So I mean, dude is up there. I mean, he is very close to a title shot. So yeah, and I mean, obviously a loss will probably, you know, will stop that. I mean,
you fucking up a potential Kami fight and a Lomachenko fight.
Right. And so I mean,
he's a name in both of them fights. So shit, those are good fights.
Yeah, I agree, man. I definitely agree. And the next fight on the undercard is Felix Verdejo. He'll be facing Brian Vasquez. Like I said, this is again another solid undercard fight, especially for Verdejo. Verdejo is going to be in with a very dangerous fighter. He is dangerous, Brian Vasquez. I mean, the last time anyone has probably seen him, he lost a very close decision to Ray Beltran on ESPN. One where Beltran escaped. Was barely escaped with that win.
This is one of the rare times where Beltran was on the receiving end of a close decision. The Lord knows they don't go his way a lot of times. So
right, and then I think the only thing that stopped it too, and also plus, you know, to also highlight, Vasquez did miss weight for that fight. So, you know, I mean, yeah, he put Beltran through the ringer in the second half of that fight, and I think
combinations and shit.
Yeah, and I was lucky too. That was a 10-rounder. If it was a 12-rounder, he may have actually pulled off a knockout of Beltran because Beltran was running on fumes at the end. He was beat up. So so yeah, he's a very dangerous guy to, you know, that Verdejo, who's right now is trying to get some momentum back. I mean, Verdejo, we all know, was a prospect and a half. You know, everyone was high on him. You know, trying to be the next, you know, Felix Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, all on one, you know? You know what I'm saying? You know, and
he was neither, and he ended up barely being himself.
You know what I'm saying? He lost spots with motorcycle and in the shower, and then eventually he would take the official L.
Boiled on the vine too, man. Like he was taking too long to get brought along, bro.
Yeah, it was too. I mean, there was because he was facing a lot. I mean, yeah, his competition was not it wasn't leveling up the way it should have.
Wasn't he kind of brought along when Robert Easter was coming up too?
I mean, he's been fighting since 2012, so I would think.
Yeah.
The thing is too is before he started losing, he started having these fights fights that were what the hell is wrong with this dude? It's like
you know when you play career mode too long,
you regret.
You just build up your stats.
Yeah,
that's what he was doing. It's well, you could fight for the title right now, but you're like, nah, I could fight this jobber. I could fight 2 more jobbers and see if I can get my hand speed up, get my strength and conditioning up. Mm-hmm. Like, nah, nigga, just go for the glory, motherfucker. Shit.
Yeah. And like I said, he was having these very close calls. He wasn't looking good, and then he eventually, on the non-televised part of a card last year, got KO'd in the final round in the fight that he was actually winning on 2 of the cards. I think I wouldn't say he needed to remain upright because the close cards were 1 point difference. So basically, I think he was in a position where he could have won that fight, but unfortunately, he got stopped. Since then, he's only had 1 fight. So this will be a good fight, him and Vasquez, to see. For Vasquez, a win over Verdejo will probably put him in the hunt for something. I don't know who fell, but he will be. I wouldn't be to say he'll be putting a title under.
And it's I like how this is backed up with the Lopez fight, because now you're looking at 2 potential opponents for each other, like the winners.
Right. And then like I said, man,
I mean, now we shit on stuff. We gotta give props when we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's true. Like, it's good because it's continuity. I mean, but it doesn't happen in boxing a lot. Continuity in the divisions, round robin type of action. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, because like I said, I mean, fights that set up each other's fights. As long as the showings are good, I mean, that's what pro boxing is all about. That's how you actually get people. That's how you get people to watch these fights. If both fighters are put on a good star making performance, like, oh shit, I want to see these niggas fight. They're in the same division. So yeah, you're absolutely right, LB. It's a perfect setup for Verdejo, because I know they still want to put the machine behind him because he's a Rican. Puerto Ricans, they are next to the Mexicans. They are hardcore. I mean, the island pride is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, right now in boxing, and it's a rarity. I mean, there's not really a top Puerto Rican fighter right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the most high-profile one, Machado, lost his belt to a Mexican fighter, Cancillo. So, you know how that goes.
Danny Garcia fighting the same night, nigga. Come on.
Well,
I get what you're saying, like a homegrown Puerto Rican, saying, like, I feel you. Like, most people look at Danny Garcia as an American first, and then a Puerto Rican. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
He both fuck it. Like, he knows that.
Obviously, because he opens his mouth and he speaks a whole bunch of struggle Spanish, so they already know what time it is. But we'll get to him in a few. So yeah, Vasquez Verdejo wins this fight, and like I said, obviously then it'll be redemption. At least to bring, to hopefully not to like spoil him, to actually bring him along and actually, to keep him putting challenges, in front of him, hope, and so he can build him up for an eventual title shot.
You want some confidence and fucking level up already.
Right.
So you seeing Lopez is already in the same spot that Verdejo was supposed to be in them 2 years ago.
Right. And he did it in 12, 13 fights. You know?
Like when you great and you know it, man, you go for it, man. Especially if nothing's really holding you back. It's different if you ultra talented niggas is ducking you, and you know you got to do certain fights to them, getting priority and shit. But yeah, I mean, Top Rank, you know, they know how to fucking groom guys, make dudes household local attractions, build them up, maybe eventually even get them on pay-per-view. And it's like Felix just, I don't know, man. It's like if you stumbling with Top Rank building you up, then yeah, I mean maybe niggas is hiding something on you, like
right.
Because I mean Kelly Pavlik, you know, he was built up the same way. He ended up getting on, you know, the big fights on the network or pay-per-view. You know, I could go on. There was more other people too.
Right.
I don't know why he came to fucking mind, but yeah.
Random shit. So yeah, Verdale, obviously, you know, he wins this, though, you know, obviously the machine will probably be put behind him again. If he loses, well, it's going to be it's going to be a little more difficult for him to actually try to gain any ground, you know.
You might get a fight with Mike Alvarado or something next. Or maybe Corolla, or, you know, you're going to be regulated to like let me see, mid-card, undercard type shit. Like,
right, you know.
He's going to hide you and hopefully you get rebuilt somehow.
Exactly. You know, so I mean, we'll see how it goes. And then the third undercard fight is Shakur Stevenson, and he will be facing Christopher Diaz. Diaz is, I believe is a Puerto Rican too, if I'm not mistaken. He only has his last televised fight was on ESPN2 of all places, and I think it was probably the most underrated fight of 2018 when he challenged for the vacant IBF 130 title against Ito. You know, Japanese Hispanic fights.
Oh yeah, that fight was off the chain, bro.
Nigga, that was in Florida too. You know, that could have been. You should have been there. Yeah, I always say because that was a good ass fucking fight. Yeah. That shit was lit too. The crowd was in it and everything. I mean, that shit was absolutely on point. You know, like I said, it was probably the most underrated fight of 2018.
Yeah. But, yeah. If that fight happened this year, it would be a fight. It might be a fight of the year. Like,
right.
Think about it. That's how fucking good the fight was. And that to tell you how good last year was, when a fight like that is probably maybe number 12 fight of the year list, number honorable mention. Right now, up this year, it'd be like, oh shit, man, that was like lit, like top 5, slow ass boxing.
Yeah, man. You know, it's, you know, like I said, and ever since that little setback, you know, he had one fight, and then in Puerto Rico, I believe, and now he'll be facing Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is 10-0 with 6 knockouts. This is a huge step for him.
Whoa, hold on. You mean like 7 knockouts?
6.
The nigga. Nah, no.
Nigga is 10-0 with 6 knockouts, bro.
Bruh, you ain't see the video where he knocked out that nigga in that damn parking garage. Oh man.
Oh man.
Bruh, he ran them hands. He ran them fades, bruh.
Yeah, he did, man. You know, note to self, man. Don't, you know, careful of these pro boxers, man. Like I said, you know, they're regular people just like you and me, but instead of, you know, they hit hard as a motherfucker, and they know what to do, and they know what to do with those hands, you know. So yeah. Frankly, I was actually surprised that this fight would, you know, because I was thinking that, you know, the whole legal shit behind there may cancel this fight, but doesn't seem to be the case.
I'm glad, dude. Honestly, after we done talked about these 3 fucking fights,
Mm-hmm.
This really could be its own triple header on its own, man. Like this sounds like it could be a dope little card, and we didn't even get to the main event, and the main event ain't even all that.
Right, but this
we sold ourselves this shit.
Yeah, no, I mean I was already on board when I heard these fights. I was on board. I mean I was gonna watch the fight.
It's too, but now I'm like, God damn, like I really want to see these fights. Like they all mean something.
Yeah, especially this one for sure. This is a huge step up against a seasoned fighter. You know, it's either Shakur. I'm surprised. Like usually, these type of fights don't really happen in Top Rank all that often. Like a prospect being thrown in, like
night of the prospects.
Yeah,
the level up night.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. This is the best case scenario for a prospect. Every single one of these prospects on these cards, it's a level up card, basically. It may change the trajectory of their careers in different ways. And like I said, I mean, Shakur has to be on his P's and Q's because Diaz can also punch too. He's also a good puncher.
Yeah, that's a good fucking fight, man. Like, the whole card, like, I don't know. It's like, who's the guy who needs to win big this Saturday out of them three? Out of the three A-listers on the undercard.
Verdejo.
Like, who needs to win the most?
Verdejo. For sure.
Yeah,
Verdejo needs this win because I don't think his career could take another hit. At least Shakur, I mean, Teofimo Lopez is riding high right now, as is Shakur Stevenson. Verdejo is not.
I don't think Lopez could afford to look bad though.
Yeah, he definitely can't look bad though.
Yeah, he can't. He has to fucking, you know, if he struggles, he still got to get the knockout type of shit where you could still excuse it a little, like, well, you know, he stopped the nigga. But Verdejo, real shit. Like, he needs this win so bad because I feel like his career fell off so bad that when he finally got knocked out, no one even really gave a fuck like that. I mean, no, even think about it. Like, it was more like, I mean, when you heard it happen, it was more like, eh.
Well, I watched it happen. I was like, oh shit. Like,
but you was like, oh shit, and yeah,
pretty much. It was just like
you. By the time you drink from your fucking flask, or you vaped, or you ate some fucking nachos, you forgot about this shit. That's the type of fucking event it was. That moment, you're like, okay. I mean,
yeah. The only saving graces was the fight was not. I mean, because it was on the undercard, so it wasn't like televised. You know, I think that's part of the reason why it came in. That knockout came and went because it wasn't played, you know, ad nauseum like in the highlight film or whatever. So, you know, it was an L. You know,
if his name was still buzzing, it probably would have been.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, he's undefeated, and oh shit, he finally lost. Oh.
Exactly. Okay, Verdejo needs this win more than anyone on this card, man. And and we got 3 quality undercard fights. So I mean, if you're one of the niggas that be like, when's the main event? Sit your punk ass down and watch these fights. You know, it's more often than not something. Probably the best moments of the night will probably be on this undercard. And that's just my prediction on that. So now we get to the main event. You know, Terence Crawford is here. LB, your thoughts?
Oh, hold on. Damn, I'm sparking up, nigga. Hold on. Run that back. Yo, set that shit up.
Well, shit, I'll go off. I'll talk about it then. I mean, obviously, it's not the type of fight I want to see Crawford. I mean, I think Crawford is pound for pound the number 1 fighter in the world. Crawford is the rare fighter who is technically skilled and fights mean. You'd be surprised how often those things don't go hand in hand within the fighter, especially today's fighter. You know, I mean, in fact, it's hard to find fighters who fight mean.
Big facts. Go on. I just had to say facts.
Yeah, no. Crawford is one. Crawford is one of the cats who's bad, who he thinks he's mad cerebral, and then when he figures out what he needs to figure out, nigga turns into a demon, and punishes you. Like I said, I mean, pretty much. It may take him a little bit of time. It may take him a long bit of time, but you get punished. I mean, I think there's very few fighters in his record that can say that they have not gotten punished by Terence Crawford. Like I said, I mean, you may extend them, but you're not gonna escape that punishment. You know what I'm saying? So obviously he's facing Amir Khan. Amir Khan is right now a name. He's a name because Amir Khan, obviously he's been in the ring with all sorts of fighters, all types of fighters.
Hated name.
Yeah, to his logo, and that's what he is. Khan should be more than what he is, but a whole bunch of, he didn't move right in his prime. I mean, if he had moved right, he probably would have been. Well, let's put it this way: the biggest beneficiary of him not moving right is Sean Porter. As we all know, Khan had a shot at Devin Alexander when he was champion and didn't take the shot for whatever reason. And that went to Sean Porter. Sean Porter ended up causing an upset, taking that belt away and setting off the chain of events. Now, of course, Crawford is a top 3 welterweight today. And of course, Khan, he would face Devin Alexander after that. And he would whoop him, probably his best performance, his last really good performance to date. And, but it was a little bit too late because Devin was not Devin at that particular time. He's he's accomplished a lot, but he's also underachieved a lot. Partly because of that, and partly because of his chin. His chin is not the most steady chin in the world. I mean, at times, I shouldn't say it's not horrid, but it has let him down more often than not. I mean, three of his 4 losses were KOs, brutal KOs at that. So I mean, he's here, but he's a name because he's been in the ring with all types of fighters and everything like that. So he is here, trying to make one last run. Obviously, should Khan actually beat Terence Crawford, that might actually propel him to something. Because as I'm not mistaken, I don't think Khan is. I don't know if Khan is actually contractually bound anywhere. Certainly not the top rank. He might be bound to matchroom boxing, maybe. But
I think he is, ain't it? Like, remember the whole you could get the Brook or the Pac fight?
Oh yeah. So I think Khan does move in a way that I think that has more freedom than most. So obviously a win over Crawford will definitely will legitimately shake things up at welterweight for sure. For Crawford, though, obviously the complaint against Crawford is his resume. Skilled fighter, mean fighter, punches hard, cerebral as anything. But unfortunately, his record does not get the respect, it deserves, unfortunately. I know LB himself is not a huge fan of the record. What's that?
But does it deserve it like that?
I mean, he held the lightweight title. He unified 140, legitimately 140, and he went up to 147. Unfortunately his 140 run does not get a lot of respect, even though he unified all 40. He cleaned up a division and left it once he did. So yes, he does.
Look, man.
For me, it does.
Look, if somebody knocks over the trash can and the trash comes out, and you fucking damn, and now, don't get me wrong, the trash is full before it's knocked over. So somebody knocks over a full trash can and knocks some trash out. You walk by, you stuff the trash back in, and you stand the trash can back up. And you walk out the door. Did you clean up the trash? Or did you just pick it up? Because if you cleaned it up, you would have fucking bagged that motherfucker up after you picked it up and took that motherfucker outside and put it in the garbage can.
Well, you're such a damn fool.
That's all I'm saying, man. Like, bruh, like.
I mean, but yes, you know, for our listeners, yes, that's what I'm talking about with the guards. I mean, like I said, Crawford. I mean, one thing with Crawford, he does. I mean, save for the Gamboa fight, where you know, he does not struggle with these fighters at all. Like I said, he
struggles with those European styles, though. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah, I
mean,
like
anytime he'll beat them clearly, but it's something about them that doesn't allow him to just dominate them like he do everyone else. Postal, Ricky Burns.
Well, he dominated Ricky Burns. He had no trouble with Ricky Burns.
No, he ain't get it going until like maybe the 4th, 5th round, man. He beat Ricky Burns clean, but he ain't beat him up like Ray Beltran beat Ricky Burns. Like, nah, like Ricky Burns won like 3-4 rounds in that fight. Like, Ricky Burns' quick hands was like still kind of bothering Crawford. I remember that fight, bro. It should have been on Wealth TV.
Hell yeah, it was. Shout out to Wealth TV for providing that British boxing experience for cats, man. Because Wealth TV on the low for a minute was showing some absolute heat on there. Shout out to Wealth TV indeed. But this fight, I think that's where I think most people are thinking to themselves, oh, he's facing Khan. Khan's glass chin bum. Love this and that. So Crawford will probably win, and he may win. I mean, I do think he will.
Bruh, you know why though, man? See, I let you get your little, intro, your little long introduction, pet monologue about Crawford and whoopie and pound for pound, boot and all that. The fact remains, people are saying right now, like, Amir Khan is like the most talented, possibly the best guy that Terence Crawford ever fought. Now, we're talking about past it, faded, struggled with Chris Algieri. Give Khan a little 3-round boxing lesson before getting iced out and sent to the Nether Realm, the Phantom Zone. He got hit with the Infinity Gauntlet, like pretty much damn just shattered apart. So somehow Eddie Hearn picks him up, they throw him on the Zone, they stream it on Facebook and shit. He fights Samuel Vargas. Samuel Vargas is like piecing him all up around the ring and drops him.
In the same, that round where Khan dropped him first and Vargas returned the favor.
He's a threat throughout the whole fight. He's a threat to Khan because he wags Khan a couple good other times throughout the fight and makes Khan stagger and run from him. And it's like, bruh, like this is the same Samuel Vargas that other elite fighters or top level fighters were pretty much going rounds with him before just, stopping him like the limited fighter that he is. And no disrespect, he's tough. If he ain't get your respect from smacking up Amir Khan for some rounds, I don't know what to say, but
yeah.
So we got a guy, Khan, coming off of 3 bad performances in a row, fighting the so-called pound for pound #1 boxer in the world. Like, that just doesn't sit well with me, man. That just, me personally, I feel like Lomachenko is still pound for pound #1. Hell, you could even make a fucking argument for fucking Triple G, because we still ain't see Triple G lose, really. Like, I'm waiting to see him lose. Like, I keep seeing the judges beat him,
Right.
So I don't think Crawford has fought someone who's as talented as him and possess the physical dimension and everything to just fully challenge him. He hasn't fought someone as good as himself or on that level. And it's hard for me to just to say you pound for pound. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other fighters I feel that, and Amir Khan said it himself, although he should smack himself after he said it, talking about he'd be undefeated if he fought all the Terence Crawford's opponents. And he got kind of a point, but then it's like at the same level in his career that Crawford fought Prescott, he fought Prescott, and one guy had their coming out party, the other guy got. Damn, I mean, how many other places can a nigga send you when they knock you out, man? Let me see.
Right. Yeah, I mean that Prescott loss will always haunt Khan, especially since Prescott
won.
Yeah, because it took him out and won. You know, it's like that. So like no one has ever ran through Khan like Prescott did,
and Khan, he never tried to run it back, even though he had the stature to do so.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one rematch he should have really made. I get he tried to make the Peterson. That couldn't happen. He should have still always tried to get the Prescott fight, man.
I mean, anything, but I think he was thinking big one. Like, you know, I mean, obviously even for a minute he was chasing the Floyd fight and the Pacquiao fight, and neither would fall. And neither went because the motherfucker was in a fight that he probably would have gotten either or. He'd struggle a whole lot. I mean, the fucking Julio Diaz fight is one fight.
Like every time a fight seemed like it could happen with Mayweather and Pacquiao, he would end up fucking struggling before that, like right before, and somebody else would level up and look better, and it's like, okay, Khan, yeah, fuck, who cares? Who was fighting at the time when he looked bad against damn Chris Algieri?
Yeah.
Nobody wasn't even looking at this nigga, so he had to fight Khan. Because he fumbled a cherry pick. Which I hope Bud doesn't do Saturday, because Khan is a cherry pick. If you're top 5 pound for pound, top 10 pound for pound, Khan's a cherry pick, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. This version of Khan, let's keep it real, man. Like, Khan hasn't showed me that anything lately that he could compete against a top level fighter. I mean, yes, Styles makes fights. You know, Khan for some reason can't get outboxed. You know why, but
right.
You know, boxing is fighting too. You know what I mean? So if a nigga still hurts you and knock you out fighting, what the fuck is your boxing about, bro? So I mean, I get it, but hopefully Bud gets a better fight after this. Hopefully he gets a Spence fight. You know, if Spence doesn't fight Bud and he fight Porter, that's cool, but Spence is on that level where he gotta fight. Everybody gotta be top level now.
Right.
If it's not a PBC nigga, it need to be Bud. So
right, because we can't. As I've complained about before, it's not a division that moves in the way that they should be moving, and
they move this year though. You see, all the names are fighting each other. It just the fights haven't been good. think about it. Look, we'd be looking at pay-per-views differently this year if Broner Pacquiao would have been a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. The whole card was entertaining. Fuckery, everything. Exchanges, bloody messes, all that shit. Main event, the memes and the promo was more memorable about this shit. Then what was the next pay-per-view we had? Spence fucking Garcia.
Right. And that card was just trash.
Trash. At least Pacquiao Broner, you know, you had at least you could say that night of boxing was decent because you saw a couple good fights.
Mm-hmm.
But Garcia had no fucking redeeming quality.
Not at all.
They sold the fight on a big nigga supposed to bully and beat up a small nigga. But all I did was see a big nigga try to look cute and outbox a smaller nigga instead of give us the knockout that we all tuned in to see.
Exactly.
And I feel the reason because is And there's a reason I'm gonna say this. You know, I ain't gonna digress too much, but if Spence would have engaged Mikey Garcia like he normally would have, and how I know Garcia originally saw the fight going, he knows he would have lit Spence up with those ones and twos. He knows.
Yeah, that's
once he could, but you feel me though, right? You feel me.
Yeah, that's that real right
there. Once he couldn't get that range to happen, you saw it in the third round, but once he couldn't consistently make that happen, he knew it was like that. Fight was over.
Yeah, it was over.
And so we just got, you know, a decision in a fight where we were supposed to see a damn ass whooping. You know, we saw an ass whooping, but we didn't see a ass whooping. Like you feel me? Like if you seen it, yo, fuck that. Y'all niggas go to any forgotten fade right now, you'll see some ass whooping. That's what we were supposed to see. Like we were supposed to see some drops, some stoppages, all of that shit. Now, if Crawford and Bud could live up to that, then that's what it do, my nigga.
Yeah.
Because those are two big names in the welterweight division. You need some set of names to make a good fucking entertaining fight. Even if it's a showcase fight.
Right, and really, this Khan is just, fight is just, to me, it's like a stepping stone, hopefully into that direction. But Khan is there. Yeah, but Khan is there because obviously he's a name. And, you know, you could probably sell pay-per-view with his name to a degree. So yep, that's why we have this fight. So
prediction real quick, man. What you think, man? Not to cut you off, but I know you trying to wrap it up, dude.
Well, I think it's going to be, I think Crawford's going to knock him out at some point, mid-rounds.
I agree with you. I think maybe 9 rounds.
Yes, he's got to do his usual 4-round thing, and then after that, it's going to be a wrap. Yes.
I think Khan's just gonna really just get on his bike, like when he feel them bang. But I think he gonna, you know, shoe shine his way to winning some rounds. And he gonna let the bike carry him. But yeah, I see Crawford knocking him out.
Yep.
Just struggling a little bit first couple rounds because the talent, you know, you feel Amir Khan presence in the ring, especially when he going at you and he not just trying to outthink your ass and shit. Like when he fought Malena and Julio Diaz.
Yeah, so if anything, you know, it'll be a spectacular fade that we're all gonna watch and just be like, ooh, ah, and probably laugh too.
It'll be a meme or something. Boxing needs this main event to just go off. Like honestly, man. Like the whole card got potential. You might see one stinky or something fucked up, but overall, this card it's set up to be a B, like a B plus. But like if it delivers, like niggas is gonna say like, you know, mission accomplished. Like, you know, a spectacular KO, a good performance in the main event could really just set it off. Cause no one set no card has just set it off yet this year, man.
No, not really. And the closest ones really have been on DAZN, the first couple of Golden Boy cards. That's probably the closest one. You know, but other than that,
haven't been big enough names, though. That's the only thing. Like
that is also true. So yeah, those are our thoughts on that card. And there's also another card.